Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Butterfly. We're here on GTA 5 Online today, where I'm going to go ahead and show you my personal route for the CAYO Perico heist. Now, I know this has been out for quite a while, but I just want to go ahead and make this in case you are new to the game with the new, enhanced version of it, or if you are an experienced player and just want to maybe go ahead and try a different route that you may not have done before. Two things I'd like to mention before we go ahead and get started with this is if you do not have the Sparrow, definitely purchase that. It is in the submarine, and I highly recommend it for the prep work. It just makes your life a whole lot easier with getting around the map and getting things done. Another thing I'd like to mention that'll make your time a lot faster is go ahead and use the fast travel feature. Now, if you don't have a lot of money and you can't blow a whole lot, definitely just wait. But after you've done the heist a couple of times or even just once, definitely use the fast travel feature to get closer to where you're going, because it's just a lot simpler and a lot easier on your time and your effort. Now, with all that said and out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into the heist. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys all my options. Personally, I choose the long fin because you can go to the island at any approach, but it is one of the harder ones to get in the prep work. Then I'll go ahead and choose the main dock, and then I'll choose drainage tunnel. Then you can go ahead and choose whatever getaway you want. I always choose the airstrip because it's the first one and easiest to click on. Then I'll choose time of day as day because it's just easier to see. Another thing I'd like to mention though is definitely purchase the suppressors. It just makes it a whole lot easier on you. So as soon as you've gotten in here, take note that you need to stop the boat as fast as you can. Like as soon as it's started. Well, you don't need to stop the boat, you just need to kind of slow it down, that way you can cut it left. And personally, I don't really know how to operate the boats that well, or at least this one, because it's just heavy and clunky when it comes to turning. But just go ahead and cut the boat as hard left as you possibly can as soon as you get in there. And then we're going to go ahead, head over this direction, because we're going to go ahead and get into the hangar to steal some of the loot in there. Also, I would like to mention is I am going to go ahead and speed up some of the parts of this heist, just for time's sake. But whenever you gotten over here to this little shore, just park the boat as best you can, because personally for me, the boat always drifts off into the water a little bit, which isn't that big of a problem, but it is just annoying for time's sake. Now just go ahead, hop out of the boat, head over in this direction, and then this is where the suppressors come in handy, because we're going to go ahead, take this guy out, and if you're quick enough and your aim's good, you can take him out in the head. This time I didn't, so I just ran up and spammed him. Also, don't worry about the pedestrians either. They're not going to give away your location. You're completely fine. So just take them out, head into the hangar, and we're going to go ahead and get whatever is down here. Normally, I go for the cocoa, but this time it wasn't down here, so I just grabbed both stacks of cash. So the cash, every time you grab it, is only about a quarter of your loot bag. So I honestly don't know if the cash is better to pick out of all of them, but I know that the cocoa is definitely the best option, even though it's the heaviest. So if you can see 2 stacks of cocoa, just grab a whole bag of that and you're good to go. But after you've done the bottom, run over here, grab this forklift and pick up this crate, because we're going to go ahead and climb in the top to see what's up there. Now this is a good example of the fact that I was messing around this heist. I didn't run it as fast as I possibly could. So it's just a good example when we've gotten to the end as to how much you can mess around and not have to worry too much about the time. And as you can see there on the left, that is the cocoa. So we're going to go ahead, grab that, and it will fill up our bag the rest of the way and put us just a little bit over $400,000. Alright, so now that your duffel bag's full, go ahead and head outside. And something I like to do is actually go in first person point of view, because it does make it just a tiny bit faster. And especially if you're like me, like I mentioned, my boat drifts out every single time. So it just makes it easier on getting over there and getting in and getting gone. And it actually drifts just probably to about the corner of the island here. So as annoying as it really is, it's kind of convenient the fact that it comes out here sometimes, because you can just run along the shoreline and hop right into the boat. But if it is still closer to the island, just try your best to maneuver it, because we're going to go ahead and head right this time and head towards the drainage tunnel. And I'm going to go ahead, speed it up, and I'll see you when I've gotten over there. Okay, so now that you've gotten over here, just go ahead, bail out of the boat. And if your character spazzes out, just give it a couple seconds, you'll be fine. But one thing I'd like to mention, definitely do not forget your rebreather. I probably did this heist for the first 5 times of doing it and completely forgetting the fact that there's a rebreather. So just hit left on the D-pad to activate that. And then with that, you can go ahead, take your time with this. You don't have to rush because like I mentioned, we do get this done in about 10 minutes. And from what you can see, I do mess around a little bit here and there in this heist. And a little tip for if you are on controller, just kind of nudge the joystick just a tiny bit and it goes pretty much right onto it. Okay, so now that we've made it out of the drainage tunnel, just go ahead and as your character is done with the cinematic scene, just head straight. You don't have to worry about this guy on the right. Just head straight, cut left, and stay as close to this bench as you possibly can because the guy over there could possibly see you. Just run along here, jump over here, and then wait for a couple seconds here at the stairs because the guy up here on the left could possibly see you. So just give him a second, pull out your pistol, run towards him, melee him right in the back of the head. Typically this is the guy with the keys as well, so this helps for just making it easier on getting down to the basement. Go ahead and just take this guy out as well. Probably don't have to worry about him, but I always do anyway. Then run up here and make sure you're paying attention to your map because there's going to be a guy coming around this corner. So just quickly take him out. And then from here, you're good to go for the rest of the time in this area. Now go ahead and also grab the safe. It does give you a good sum of money. Not too much, but it's just good to add towards the end amount. Now I like to run out here and then come back down here to this railing. Go ahead and hop over. Don't worry about dying because if you land right about here, you'll just take a tiny bit of damage. Hop over here and then this is where the keys come in handy. They unlock this door. Now go ahead, run in here, head towards here, and then this is the only fingerprint scanner you're going to have to worry about. It'll give you 2 of them to do. And so after time of doing this over and over and over again, you may get used to it. Personally, for me, I'm still not that fast, but I just go ahead, glance back and forth at each of them, and you can get it done fairly quick. So whenever you're done, just head in here, and if you're getting something out of the safe, go ahead and keep note of the code. But if you're getting something out of the case, a little tip I'd like to mention is just go ahead and overheat the plasma cutter. Not all the way, but just barely as soon as it's gotten to the end. And so that'll give you about 3 times of doing it. I actually did this in about 3.5 because I didn't do that here. It's just something I did for an example of the fact of how much time you can actually waste here and not worry about going over the 15-minute mark. And then once you've collected that, just head back where you came from. And once you've gotten out here, head up this way, jump over this ledge, and we're going to head straight for that yellow circle. And as soon as you've gotten over there, spam right on the D-pad. That way none of the guards alert the rest of them. Okay, so now that you're outside, just go ahead and pull your pistol out. We're going to go ahead, pop this guy in the head, take his motorcycle, and head left. And we're going to jump right off this island. I actually kind of head the direction that I take because it is the simplest whenever it comes to avoiding these trees because they're the biggest pain whenever it comes to driving around on here. But like I said, just head towards this direction, jump right off, and then avoid the bombs, and throw your breather on, swim out as far as you can, and voila, you've finished. So as you can see, you of course passed this as long as you did it in an ample amount of time. We ended out with platinum. And since I did take tequila in this run, it doesn't give you too much money. So I ended out with just shy of $1.4 million. And like I mentioned, we got it done in 10-10. We got 0 hacks failed. And then we got full loot bags. So you ended out with that extra bonus $100,000 every single time. As long as you do it in an ample amount of time. Aside from that, you have nothing to worry about. Now after this, just go ahead and wait for about 10 minutes and you will get messaged again for the heist to start back up. And something I'd also like to mention, you can do these in invite-only sessions. It makes it a whole lot easier for getting things done. You don't have to worry about any other person just messing around with you and wasting your time. So just go ahead, do it in an invite-only session, and you can get these heists done pretty quickly. I personally get them done in probably about 45 minutes to an hour back to back to back. So of course this heist is the most efficient way to make money in GTA 5 Online. And I know it might not be the quickest way to do this, but it is pretty much the easiest in my opinion. So go ahead if you are experienced or if you are new to the game and give this a shot yourself and let me know what you think in the comments. If you did enjoy this video though and you found this helpful in any way, shape, or form, definitely drop a like as I greatly appreciate it. And as always, spread love, radiate positivity, and try to smile. See ya.